Ten team, target on their back, going on their road and right into the snake pit. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the Illinois Fighting Illini, taking on another unit from the Big 12, the Rice Owls. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Illinois about to kick it away to get things started. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Offense getting set for first down. The lone back's got it. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
Listen, defense is about energy. It's about passion. It's about physicality. They need a little bit more of that. Get the guy in the ground. You can't let guys break tackles. What could have been set up in a long yardage situation, now it becomes an easier situation because you couldn't get him on the ground.
Moving away from pressure. He'll try to do it himself. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
It's just so nice as a coaching staff when you've got quarterbacks who make good decisions. And on a second and short play, you're throwing it, you're trying to catch the defense napping, you might take a shot, nothing there. Go get it yourself. Make the right decision to keep it, not panic, and get you a fresh set of hands.
They'll leave it with him.
I like it. Just frustrate the defense. Give that 5 to 6 yards. Make them honor the run. Make them know that you're willing to run the football and run it effectively.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. The pitch. That one did not go well. Tackled in the backfield for a loss of 6.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Let's see what they find in the playbook for 3rd and long from the 43. Motion from the offense. Touch pass on the jet sweep. He ended up going backwards on the play, and they will not convert that 3rd down.
And how about that? You don't see those, touch passes go for negative yards very often. Usually this is a short flip that counts as a completion that goes a long way, but the defense aggressive. Saw it, pulled the trigger, came outside, made sure he didn't get outside and get to that edge. Nice job by the defense.
Down for the offense. Now on the option. Now the pitch. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Listen, I know there are a lot of DBs out there that all they want to do is get interceptions and dance in the end zone. This dude likes to put his face in the fan, get close to the line of scrimmage, and tackle. And on the opening drive that he's out there, he gets a huge tackle for loss early. That is a statement play.
Moving the running back, forcing the defense to adjust. Now adjusting. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection. The quarterback would love to have that throw back, but at least he'll brag that he overthrew that dude.
my arm strength is elite. You see that? I can overthrow guys that can run like that. Yeah, it's probably not what's coming to mind, but man, you just want to put it out there. Maybe put a little bit more air underneath it. Not a lot more when you got a guy that fast, but man, that's probably one he wants back.
On the
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. He's looking downfield to throw. Gonna take a shot. It's complete. A huge pickup. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35.
Wow, and what a great job by that quarterback finding his open receiver on 3rd down. You know, guys, one of the most telling stats at the end of the game is 3rd down conversion percentage. If you're a great 3rd down team, it's invaluable to your offensive success, and that's why teams drill 3rd down so much in practice.
The option look. He'll toss it. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
This is a defense that comes to play every week with bad intentions, and they set the tone in games by making hits like that. They've got players on defense that play downhill, and they come flying in. If you're a ball carrier, you better get down. You keep trying to fight for extra yards. You don't have your head on a swivel. Watch out, because these dudes lay the lumber.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. The give to the tailback. He got a bunch and looked close to getting a lot more, but he's got the 1st down.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride, and they want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the 1st.
Illinois putting together a really nice drive. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. Still running at the 40. Afterburners coming. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Fighting Illini.
That is why this quarterback is the perfect weapon in this offense. When you run these types of option plays, he is so dangerous in the open field. He can make people miss. He's got tons of speed, and we showed it right there.
He'll call for the fair catch here. Rice has the ball back, and they're ready to send the offense back to the field. David, the punter got some work last time. They'd like to keep him on the sidelines in this drive.
Yeah, it's not something you want to say very often. You don't want the punter out there. This offense needs to get back lathered up and get a little bit more of a rhythm.
Best way to do that, identify where your best players are and just get them the football. Give these guys some touches to kickstart this offense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. Here comes the option. And he's knocked down. Got a little work done on 1st down. Now back to the line. Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read. Just willed his way for a couple out to the 35.
Well, man, there's some big hitting going on in the trenches right now. This defense, they take a lot of pride in stopping the run. Let's keep our eye on them throughout the course of the game and see if they can contain this running attack.
These are the types of plays where offenses impose their will. 3rd and short from the 45. They'll try to power their way ahead. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a 1st down as they mark it at the 40. And the Owls headed quickly to the line. Goes to the option. He'll toss it. Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
On
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. After run, now throw. He lobs one high down the left side. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Got some room to run. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
Not the start this kid was looking for. Very first pass of the day gets picked off. This is a defense that's got a lot of ball hawks on the back end, and he's got to be real careful with his eyes, not telegraph throws like he did right there. He's going to have to settle in.
Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. First down here for the offense. The back goes in motion. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him.
Hey, how about it? How about the old toss play, right? QB catches the ball, tosses it to the running back. Listen, it's got to be thrown out in front of him so he can continue to run, and then that offensive line has to do a really good job of getting the edge so he can get north and south. You used to see that play a ton back in the day. You just don't see much of it anymore.
Tackle is made at the 44 after the 5-yard gain and the first down.
Well, they go with a toss play, and you see the patience this running back has. I love when he has the ball in his hands. He's just able to sort of feel out where defenders are. He's able to see the hole open up. Once he sees it, puts his foot in the ground and gets upfield. Nice carry.
From the 44-yard line, the offense snaps it on first down. To the ground, he's got it again. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on first down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good second down.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. On the option. He'll toss it. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. If they thought it would fool them to give it to the fullback, that was not the case.
Yeah, give this defense credit. They obviously watched a lot of film this week, and they knew there were a lot of different guys offensively that could touch the football, including the fullback. He had no room to go there.
And they can't make the connection on third down, but hold everything. There is a flag. Let's see what that's about. So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. Illinois lining up to punt this one away. He ought to be able to use his first punt to pin him deep. Sends his first one of the day on the wing. We didn't see much of him in that victory last week. Just called on one time. That is coverage just the way you draw it up. Don't even let him get started, and they knock him down deep in his own end. They're backed up. 1st and 10 from inside their own 5. Let's see if they can create some space. To the ground with the back. And after the tackle, that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Second down here as they go back to work after the break. Right back to the well. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain.
And those physical runs take a toll. It might not be a big gain now, but down the road, 3rd, 4th quarter, late in the ball games, they tend to turn into bigger runs.
This is the type of play that can give the offense momentum. 3rd and short from inside the 20. Looking to pass. It's Jenkins. Quick strike complete. Good tackle there to stop him short of the first down, and now they have to make a call.
Love the coverage and not giving up an inch defensively. Their 3rd down, smothering the receiver. As soon as he caught the ball, down he went. They've got this offense pinned.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Not going to get a chance to field that one, and the punt will bounce out of bounds. The Illinois offense returns to the field. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one. And, David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
No, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game. You're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
They'll line up for a 2nd down play. Just going to keep it after the snap. It's 3rd down, and they have to get it to the 42 to move the sticks. From the gun, wants to pass. Bought a little time, lets it go. He'll fire back across his body, and it's intercepted. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And you don't see this very often. The big defensive linemen, you see these guys rush the quarterback most of the time, but how confusing is the problem? It looks like they're rushing, and they drop in coverage and make the big interception.
I don't think that quarterback thought he could even make the play. How about the eye-hand coordination and his ability to snatch the...
Fires toward the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Rice.
That is exactly what most offenses will do. Big momentum play. My defense creates a turnover. I'm being aggressive. I'm going for the big score, the big play down the field. They get rewarded. They get the big passing touchdown.
And he made the extra point without problem. After that latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. And he takes this from inside the 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Here comes the Illini offense back onto the field. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down, to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him. Maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with this system.
Open the drive with a chunk play out past the 40, and they are in business on 1st down. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him.
It's the MO of this offense, and they really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game running the football.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Trying the left side. Just a solid stop by this sophomore.
Man, that D-tackle is a freak athlete. Did you see him come out of his stance and beat the offensive lineman, getting to the running back? Cat-like quickness.
Just shy of midfield at the 47. The defense needs a 3rd down stop. He'll ride his man on the option. Hard running there. Got a lot of running room.
Well, I don't know what the quarterback saw on that last play, but he made a pretty quick decision that he was just going to tuck it and run it, and his offensive coordinator is glad he did. How about the speed by the QB on that play?
Give to the running back. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. On the ground, it's Blue. So close to that end zone, he could almost taste it, but it'll be first and goal for this offense.
I love when players understand situations, and they understand where the first down marker is, and they understand where I got to get to. A lot of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. Sometimes it's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that first down to make sure I get an extra set of downs instead of trying to make those big touchdown runs.
Illinois looking to pay things off on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2.
Well, at this situation on the field, this defense has their hands full because this running back just seems to have a nose for the end zone. Of course, he scored his last time out. He's really good down here close to the goal line, finding creases.
They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's second and goal.
3:25.
A run for the quarterback. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Illinois.
And the running back gets his second rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You can tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
Getting set for the point after. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great college football matchup. Tennessee is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the momentum may be turning. These balls have picked themselves up off the canvas before, and they are capable of it again today. They're trailing by 10 to Memphis. We promise to keep you posted on what goes down in this exciting college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Rice takes over the Owls, ready to get that offense cooking again. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
And offenses want to continue to feature the run. They want balance. Even if it's not super successful, you can take it a little bit at a time just to keep that defense honest.
On the option. Quick toss. And the 40, there he goes. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
I'll tell you what, a few more runs like that, and defensively you start thinking more guys in the box, more big guys. I better stop this guy because he's unbelievable. Just a great job breaking off the big run, and the OC is going to give him the ball some more.
Now a first down from the 45-yard line. On the option. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
Running the option. It's Jenkins. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
Well, they try to go quarterback design run on that play, but the defense just not buying it. Nice job, everybody playing downhill and making a tackle close to the line of scrimmage.
Third and short from the 49. Is this 4-down territory? From the gun, wants to pass. Looking left. tremendous awareness along the sideline and the ability to get the foot down for the big pickup.
Yeah, what a big catch on third down. Going up, catching the football, understanding where you're at, now getting a fresh set of downs. Nice play by the receiver.
They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Unleashes one deep. Snagged in the end zone. Touchdown Owls.
Really nice job working the route, getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air. And this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And the extra point is good. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finish it up with the final 30 yards coming courtesy of that touchdown pass. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Illinois offense returns to the field. You want to talk about a drive where you impose your will? That's what they did, running it down for a touchdown, David.
There is nothing more demoralizing than that for him.
Open runway ahead. He's inside the 40. And they get him out of bounds after an explosive run, just chewing up yardage along the way.
And you see so many of these plays now in today's football. Wide receiver coming in motion, and the quarterback catches it, just flips it forward. That's a completed pass. You see the big plays where it just lets him get on the edge really, really quickly. And if he drops the football coming in motion, it's just an incomplete pass. So these plays are getting big plays with really no risk.
Headed to the end zone. Touchdown Illini. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Rice has the ball back, and they're ready to send the offense back to the field. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into halftime too, Paul. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the second half, so find something really quick that you can go to.
The defense going to stop the clock with the timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Floating away. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Really nice job by the defense. They know the quarterback was outside the pocket. They were still able to get a hat on him just as he was trying to make that throw and force the incompletion.
Okay, ready? And here comes the offense on 2nd down. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Knocked down immediately, but a big gain down to the 45. Offense rushing to the line of scrimmage. Clock is stopped for the 1st down. They'll try to get it off quickly. Quickly out to the tight end. And an absolutely fearless tackle. Giving up size, still got him on the turf. There's a timeout called as this offense looking to throw. Makes the catch. It's Atkins. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the first down. Rice rushes to the line. Quick snap and a spike to stop the clock. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Quarterback wants to throw on second down. Showing the arm strength down the left side.
Great play by the defensive back, showing you his variety of skills. His ability to turn the hips, his speed running downfield, turning his head to locate the football and then swatting it away. You just can't do it better.
On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Makes a connection. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense first and goal from the 7. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Looking to throw. Fires to the end zone. And he wanted to get the score right there, but it falls incomplete.
And that is a huge missed opportunity for the quarterback. You've got your guy wide open in the end zone. You're not under pressure. You just got to hit him. That ball got away. And that's one he'd like to have back.
And in the waning seconds of the first half, they'll try to put up 3 before going to the break. And the holder will spot it on the 14 for a 24-yard attempt. It's good. And the field goal to end the half takes us to halftime. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. Rice ready to kick off and get things started here in the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Griffin. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. Here comes the Illini offense back onto the field. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
After trying the running game, let's see if they do it again on second down. And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the first down.
If I'm building an offense in today's football, it's not around a quarterback that can't run. I'm going to find an athlete that I can give the ball, because defensively, it starts to limit your coverages. It starts to limit what I can do. It makes me play the quarterback every single play. Just makes your job as a defensive coordinator extremely hard.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And it's a first down. They'll mark it at the 44.
Well, on offense, you've got to love the way your offensive line is playing in this game. They're getting tremendous movement up front. They're climbing in the second level and really giving these backs and ball carriers a lot of room to run all game long.
The give on the inside. Keeps the legs moving.
I think tackling is about effort most of the time. It's about how much passion, how much physicality you can bring to get your guy on the ground. Refuse not to get him on the ground. That's not a big back. You got to get that guy on the ground. You can't let him pick up an extra couple yards and stay ahead of the sticks.
Wide out in motion. They'll go with a direct snap. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play.
In halftime in this locker room, there was a lot of positive things to talk about. You got the lead. But you know what else will be positive, Palmer? Get the running game going early in this second half.
You're absolutely right here. And I think this coaching staff is going to try to put this game on the offensive line a little bit. Let these guys take this thing over, be physical, and push this defense around.
Makes the tackle at the 31. It's a pickup of 5 on the play.
Well, nice job there by the running back. They toss it to him, and he's able to kind of weave his way for a very good game for this offense.
They'll run the option. Can't get him to the ground. That's 20. He's got space. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down.
This is going to be a big key for him, David, with the lead here in the second half, running the football, right? Staying on the field and bleeding the clock.
Yeah, run the football. You're ahead. You can be a little bit more conservative. But again, this opens up the pass. This keeps everything in balance for this offense.
Wide receiver shows motion. Calls his own number. And that's a live ball. And he coughed it up, and good thing he got it back himself.
Woo. Deep breath, right? Man, you fumble that thing, you cough it up, you're like, oh, I really appreciate you, brother. I can't tell you how much I thank you because the coaches would have been all over me, but big-time break for the offense.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. On the run, it's Ingram. They knock him down after a pickup of 4. Ball is at the 9-yard line. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. They'll run the option. Now the toss. Able to fight his way ahead for a pickup of 4, but they're still left with a 4th and 2. Illinois comes to the line. Now on the option. He'll pitch it. Will not get there. A 4th down stop.
How about the little razzle-dazzle? They try to hand the sweep on 4th down and give it to a wide receiver. The defense was locked in, did a great job seeing it, going, attacking it, tackling him to the ground. Big 4th down stop by this defense.
Takes over the Owls, ready to get that offense cooking again. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little in. Oh, it's on the ground. High ball. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
As a defender, you love the big hits. And you know what the cherry on the sundae is? When you get the big hit and force the fumble.
On 1st down, here comes this offense. One running back in the backfield, and he has it. Defense there to stop him after a pickup of 2 down to the 15. After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. The option look. Now the pitch. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Maybe that stop shows this defense is tightening up, especially in the run game. The offense, frankly, they've been able to do whatever they want to do. They're just handing the ball off. This guy's having success left and right. No sir, no mas, get it together.
Third play of the drive, and they need to take advantage of this field position by making something happen on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
And they finally get their first sack of the day. And one of the things coaches point to every week, how many times are you affecting the quarterback? Last week, they got 3 sacks. They got to continue to put more and more pressure on the quarterback to play better defense.
It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Tennessee is in trouble right now, and that Neyland Stadium crowd is letting them hear it. They're trailing by 30 to Memphis. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Rice has the ball back, and they're ready to send the offense back to the field. And the fumble on that last drive could have been much worse, David.
They bailed him out. They held him to a field goal, so that's the good news. Now this offense has to get it going. Forget about the fumble, Jesse. Move on. Be positive.
And they're upset with themselves, too. They're an offense that pride themselves on ball security. Let's see what they do right here.
That's the way to start a drive. Now they'll snap it just shy of midfield. Here comes the option. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And you got to love this defensive performance so far. Done such a good job against the running back that you saw last week, man. He can go off. He can make big plays. He can chew some yardage up and keep an offense on schedule. Nice job by this defense locking in and shutting down the run game so far.
You know, it's so important for corners to be able to transition, right? You got to have real loose hips. You got to be able to change direction on a dime. And in zone coverage, when you see the ball thrown, you can break on it and force incompletions like that.
A 3rd and long coming up here. Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Working that deep right side, an excellent concentration on the catch.
I love when you back the defense off of you. If you want to get aggressive, I'll take shots down the field, make the defense play more conservative, and now what? Now you're in the red zone with a chance to get some points.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. Goes to the option. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Listen, the offensive coordinator's best friend in the red zone is the running game. Make guys commit near the line of scrimmage so I can throw behind. This defense is good, but I'm going to challenge them. I'm going to try to be the more physical team. I love the play call. I think you keep running the football and stay physical.
Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. They thought maybe they could get the defense flowing the wrong way on the counter, but they were not fooled.
Get them flowing one way and then maybe hit that outside on the other side, right? But they didn't even let it get outside. They kept it right in the middle of the field, did a great job seeing it, going and getting it, being aggressive. You got to find a different way maybe to attack these guys to use their speed against them.
If they can get it in here, we could have a thrilling end to this game. It is 3rd and goal. Using his feet to buy time. He snares it in the end zone. Touchdown, Owls!
Have a day, young fella. I foresee some social media posts in his future. Not one, not two, but 3 receiving touchdowns on the day. What a ball game.
And a little pressure, no problem. The extra point ties the game here in the fourth. Coming down the stretch in the fourth, and we are all tied up, about set to kick it away. Looks like he's going to try to return it. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Illinois offense returns to the field. Maybe they couldn't pay off that last drive with a touchdown.
Now, they moved the ball down the field and executed like they wanted to until they stalled out and had to settle for a field.
I think if you want to take the next step, too, here and score a touchdown, you got to start finding more creative ways to get your best players the ball. Let's see if they can do that here.
And those long shots, man, I tell you what, it takes a little bit longer to develop. So as a quarterback, you know you got to buy a little bit of time. Mad respect, man. Hanging in there, knowing he's going to get hit, but still making the big play down the field.
Trying to find his man on first down. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Oh, and he gets the ball back. Lucky to do so. Guess it could have been worse.
Great job by the defense, forcing the fumble, but a bad, unfortunate bounce, and the offense pounces back on it.
You want to talk about hearts and throats when that ball was on the ground? The offense recovered its own fumble. On the option. Oh, and he can't hold the pitch, and the ball's loose. Scoops it up, still a live ball.
That ball carrier is very lucky. That easily could have ended up in the hands of the defense. You've got to do a better job of ball security.
And whatever they did on first and second down, don't do that anymore. Third and very long coming up. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Illinois runs the punt unit onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Solid punt, headed toward the sideline, trying to make it tough to return. Making sure there's no return on that one as the punt sails out of bounds. Rice takes over the Owls, ready to get that offense cooking again. What a good mix of plays, keeping that defense off balance last time, David.
And Reese, they don't know if it's run or if it's pass. They got them right where they want it. This defense doesn't know how to react from getting punched in the mouth on that last drive.
So in this next drive, David, I think you keep running the football because that sets up the play action, it sets up the RPO game, and then you keep this defense guessing.
He'll ride his man on the option. He'll pitch it. And the running game has gone in the wrong direction. The offense tries to turn it around and go forward on third down. Back to pass, it's Jenkins. Quick completion on the out route. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down.
I know that was third down, and I know the quarterback's trying to be careful. You don't want to be too greedy, but he had guys open downfield. I think if he had been a little bit more patient and been a little bit more willing to let the play develop, I think he could have converted that with a throw vertically down the field. Instead, he got lazy, checked it down to his running back, and now they're setting up fourth down. Here comes the Illini offense back onto the field. That last drive won't go on the
like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. The give. Gets that thing away from the goalpost. He's got 5 out to the 10-yard line.
I think you run that play on second down knowing it's going to make third down easy. You're not trying to hit a home run. You don't need the big play right now. Now you know third down, everything's on the table, everything's available, high success rate.
This is as big a play as we've had in this game. Third down and 3. Quarterback, quick pass to the receiver. Looking for room at the 25. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
And this receiver is so dangerous. There's so many different ways that he can hurt a defense. You got to throw it to him conventionally, but find creative ways to get him the football out in space and let him go to work.
Illinois coming back to the line with a first and 10. Power football with the run. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's second and 6. The clock has stopped as we have reached the 2-minute warning here in the ball game. Second down coming up. From the shotgun, the inside give. Just shy of midfield at the 47. The defense needs a third down stop. On the option. Now the toss. Runs through a tackle. Man, oh man, the ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? They got to move those defensive linemen out of the way, at least create a hole so the running back has a chance. Not there. He didn't have it.
Going for it on fourth down late in a tie game. This is a huge play. He'll go up top, maybe a deciding play here. Makes the catch and a huge play on the left side. Touchdown, Fighting Illini. They move on top here in the fourth.
What a great game, tied late in the ballgame. Who's going to make the big play? They come up with it late, take the lead. Nice execution. It's hard to execute in these moments. People get tight. The score is tied late in the game. I don't want to mess up, but this offense doesn't worry about messing up. They put the ball in the end zone and take the lead.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Rice has the ball back, and they're ready to send the offense back to the field. time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And the ball is intercepted. Got room on the return. The 30. He's at the 10. And he's going to take it all the way back. Touchdown, Illinois. With that, they are closing in on bowl eligibility, but with this big lead and a 6-0 start, much bigger dreams for this squad. What a play by this defense with the pick 6.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
Rice takes over the Owls, ready to get that offense cooking again. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Handoff from the gun. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. Throws for the tight end. It's caught downfield. Stopped at the 43 after the 15-yard pickup. Looking to go up top on first down. The sure hands, it's Williams. He makes the stop at the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 15, and they've got it in plus territory. Comes out throwing on first down. Pop throws for the end zone. Almost intercepted. They took a shot on first down and just about turned the thing over.
Yeah, and I think you know the situation as a defender, and you know you're up by a score, and you know exactly what's going on with the offense. They got to make some big plays here in the 4th quarter. Nice job playing the deep ball, staying deep, and not giving up the big play.
He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. Unloads to the wideout. Catch in the middle. It's Carter. Touchdown, Rice! That is the ultimate grab and go for the score.
It's not over yet. There's still a little bit of time on the clock. Obviously, that score gives you a chance, but man, oh man, do you need some miracles to happen some way to get this football back and do some damage with it.
Here's the situation. First, they have to recover the onside kick, then maybe time for a play or two.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers in the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
Running out the clock, a mere formality between them and a victory as we have victory formation coming. They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play. Offense gets set for 2nd down. Gets it past the first down marker and still running. You want to talk about building confidence? Coming through with clutch plays, making the winning plays at the right time can really set the course for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Reese, maturity and experience matters. And this team has guys that have played a lot of snaps. They've seen a lot of looks, and they've lost close games like this in the past.